I've already done my top 5 draft winners, and of course, in response, I had to do my top 5 losers as well. So here is my list of my top 5 losers for this past year's 2018 NBA draft. My first loser, the Portland Trail Blazers. They drafted Anthony Simons, the guard out of IMG and American International, with the 24th pick in the first round. Now, I know the 24th pick is not known as one of the most impactful picks, and that picks 20 and above are usually looked at as sort of irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. But Anthony Simons could be a good guard in the NBA. He voided his first year of college and played another year, sort of in high school. I don't really know how to describe it. But he's a great scorer, but the fit with the Trailblazers is essentially non-existent. He's a point guard, he's 6'5", but he does not fit with the Trailblazers whatsoever. He would have to be playing behind CJ McCollum and behind Damian Lillard. I don't understand the fit with the Trailblazers whatsoever. To me, this may signal that the Trailblazers are looking to move either Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum, and Anthony Simons would be the replacement for whichever one they would trade. He's a great scorer, pretty athletic and long for his position, which you need to be as a point guard in the NBA today. I still think the Trailblazers could have found somebody else that would be a better fit with Portland. You have the great backcourt. You can pair up a wing or a stretch four to go along with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, and I would see a much better overall decision than going with Anthony Simons with the 24th pick. Don't understand the fit, don't understand the pick, and that's why the Trailblazers are one of the biggest losers in this year's draft. The next loser of this year's draft is the Washington Wizards. They had an up and down year and ended up getting the 15th pick in the NBA draft, and they drafted Troy Brown out of Oregon. Now, just like the Trailblazers, who I said originally, I do not understand the fit with this draft selection. Just like Portland, the Washington Wizards already have a backcourt in place, John Wall and Bradley Beal. And this yet again brings up the question, is Troy Brown a replacement for one of those two in a possible trade? John Wall and Bradley Beal are both very good guards. They've shown that they don't always work very well together. But Troy Brown was also drafted in front of other guards that I would have possibly taken above him. Zaire Smith, who was the 16th pick, looked like a better combo scorer at the shooting guard position. Lonnie Walker was a steal for the Spurs 4 picks later as a long, athletic, defensive-minded guard. And even Kevin Huerter out of Maryland looked like a better spot-up shooter and overall player than Troy Brown. The fit doesn't make sense. They seem to have passed up on multiple other guards that looked as better prospects for the Washington Wizards. They needed someone who would make an immediate impact with John Wall and Bradley Beal already there. And with the addition of Austin Rivers in the trade that sent Marcin Gortat to LA, this makes even less sense for the Wizards. They already have Beal, already have Wall. They traded for another guard in Austin Rivers. And to me, I do not understand where Troy Brown fits at all in the depth chart of the Washington Wizards. My third loser of this year's NBA draft is the Charlotte Hornets. They originally drafted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but then traded back to acquire Miles Bridges and 2 second-round picks from the LA Clippers. I understand that getting 2 second-round picks can be a great move for our franchise, and I'm certainly not knocking Miles Bridges whatsoever as a pick for the Hornets. But the Hornets are in dire straits right now. The only decent piece they have is Kemba Walker. Malik Monk has not shown very much potential, and the other rookies, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and other players like Marvin Williams, have not shown potential to be franchise players for Charlotte. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander may well be the best guard in this NBA draft. And if you're able to flip Kemba Walker for multiple first-round picks or even move him to a different team to get rid of some of the bad contracts you have. I don't understand why you would pass up on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's 6'6", a fantastic playmaker, can score when he needs to, and can develop a three-point jump shot that can lead the Charlotte Hornets. But in the end, the Clippers got a fantastic pick in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but gave up Miles Bridges and 2 second-round picks. We'll have to see how the second-round picks work out, but Miles Bridges is also a pretty good player on his own. Very athletic, a bigger small forward. He could probably play power forward in today's NBA, the smaller starting lineup. He can stretch the floor when he needs to, but is a fantastic rebounder on both ends. But to me, the Charlotte Hornets gave up on too good of a prospect in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and that is why they are one of the losers in this year's NBA draft. The next loser is actually two teams, the Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons. The Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons are nearly in the same exact boat when it comes to the Eastern Conference. They're essentially in no man's land, at the very edge of making the playoffs, not good enough to get a decent seed, but not bad enough to where you can go full-on rebuilding mode and get good draft picks. They also are losing draft picks. The Detroit Pistons and Miami Heat both did not have a first-round pick in this loaded draft class. The Miami Heat, Hassan Whiteside has shown injury concerns and work ethic concerns. Goran Dragic is not good enough to lead a team on his own. Justice Winslow has not performed, but Bam Adebayo is looking like the only real gem that the Miami Heat may have in their vault. On the Detroit Pistons side, they traded for Blake Griffin, who is eating up over 35% of their salary cap. Andre Drummond is improving, but it's still yet to be seen if he can lead a franchise into the playoffs as a dominating center. And Reggie Jackson has just not performed as well as they need to. These two teams are possibly in what I think is the worst position you can be in the NBA. You're not bad to where you can tank. You're not good to where you can make the playoffs, but you are stuck in the middle of the conference with no end in sight. It's going to be a very long rebuild for both of these teams, and with no first-round picks in this loaded draft class that went 20, 25 deep, it is really one of the biggest reasons why they are a loser. And finally, the final loser of this year's NBA draft, in my opinion, would be the Milwaukee Bucks. They had the 17th pick and chose the guard who won the MVP for the NCAA Final Four, Donte DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo really proved himself on that plane in the NCAA tournament. But looking at his NBA prospect, he's undersized. He's a good athlete. He's a decent shooter, but I don't know how much of an impact he can really make. The Bucks are looking for length. They look for defense and people that can really run the floor. DiVincenzo can run the floor, but his length and overall just I don't want to say passion, but I don't know if he's really that much of an impact player as he was in college. In the NBA, he's going to be going up against extremely athletic guards, extremely strong big men, and I don't know if he really fits what the Bucks are going about. The Bucks had opportunities. They could have gotten Lonnie Walker, who I thought would have been a perfect fit for them at the 17th pick. He's long, he's lanky, he can shoot the three ball, which they need, and he's a very good on-ball defender, which Milwaukee seems to always want in Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Malcolm Brogdon. So guys, those were my 5 losers of this past year's NBA draft. Guys, be sure to let me know in the comment section below who you think the draft losers were this year. Let me know what you thought of my list. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on my list in the comment section below. But guys, be sure to subscribe for more videos. I'll be having rebuilds with Kawhi Leonard and DeMar DeRozan and all that coming very soon. So I'll see ya in the next video.